Hello dear students, welcome again. In our previous class, we had learned about nutrients and we had discussed about nutrition and the types of nutrition, under which we have seen autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. We told that autotrophic organisms, they can synthesize their own food. Examples we have given is plants, and the other type of nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition, and heterotrophic organisms are the organisms which cannot synthesize their own food, so they need to depend on the other organisms for their food. Example is human and other animals. So we said plants can synthesize their own food, but what is the magic power that they have? What is the magical thing that they have that helps them to synthesize their own food? How can plants synthesize their own food? Today we are going to address this question in our class. So plants can synthesize their own food by using the sunlight, and let us learn further about this in photosynthesis process. So photosynthesis is a food making process in plants. They can use the sunlight and they can synthesize food. But what else they need besides this sunlight? Leaves are the food factories of the plant, because the plants are green and they are having the leaves are absorbing the sunlight and they are using that sunlight for the synthesis of food. And they also need the synthesis of food in the plants occurs in the leaves, and they also need carbon dioxide and water. So sunlight, carbon dioxide and water, they need these three things to synthesize their own food. Where do these carbon dioxide and water come from? Water and minerals, they are absorbed by the roots. So these water and minerals, they are present in the soil and they are absorbed by the roots, and roots are absorbing these and they are sending those water and the nutrients to water and minerals to all the parts of the plant. And other raw material, that is carbon dioxide, and it is absorbed by the plant from the environment, from the atmosphere, from the external atmosphere. This carbon dioxide is absorbed. We all know that we are breathing in the oxygen and breathing out the carbon dioxide, and the carbon dioxide that we breathing out is taken up by the plants and they are utilizing that carbon dioxide for making their food. Let us see how they can make the food with this. So water and minerals are transported to the leaves by the vessels. They have something like pipes. We have pipe system. There is a tank, and to reach the water in our home, we need a pipe. So these plants also, these roots are having the ability to, they can absorb the water. But how this water is transported up to all parts of the plant? So they have small pipe like structures, those are called as vessels, and these are vessels which are helping them to absorb the water. Whatever the water absorbed in the roots, those water is taken up to all parts of the plant, and those water is delivered near the leaf, because we said that leaves are the site where the food is generated. So that's why we told leaves are the food factories of the plants. And the other raw material is carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is entering the leaf through the stomata. So just like we have windows to our house to enter the air in our house, plants also in the leaves, they have small opening. They have small opening called as stomata, and this stomata is having the guard cells. There are two cells here, you can see these are tiny cells which are like bean-like structure. They are in the bean-like structure or kidney-like structure. These are called as guard cells. Guard cells, you can relate this guard, GUARD, like security guard or bodyguard, means they are protecting. So here also these guard cells, they are also protecting the plants, and they are also protecting the stomata. They are also protecting the stomata by closing and opening. Whenever they need the air, whenever they need the carbon dioxide, they open. Whenever they don't need the carbon dioxide, they close. That's how these guard cells are. They are controlling the opening of the stomata. So here you can see there is open stomata and there is closed stomata. Open stomata, here when the stomata is open, the carbon dioxide is entering inside. And when the stomata is closed, carbon dioxide cannot enter inside. And while stomata is opened, when the stomata is open, the water is coming out, water molecules are coming out. So it is similar in our body also. If you are at home, you can this test this whether the water molecules are coming out of it or not. So for that, what you can do is you can take a small polythene sheet and you can wrap it around a plant branch. You can take a branch and wrap around that plant branch with this polythene using the rubber and leave it for a while. So after some time, you will observe that there are water vapors, and these water vapors are indicating that plants are releasing out the carbon dioxide. They are, while capturing the carbon dioxide, they are releasing out some amount of water. And leaves have the compound. So far we have discussed about the raw materials. So we have told about carbon dioxide and we told about water and minerals. So they also need the sunlight. But how is this sunlight? Now we can see that food molecules, the water molecule is reaching to the leaf, and even this carbon dioxide is reached into the leaf. Now both water and carbon dioxide are present in the leaf. And what do they need? They need sunlight. To synthesize food, they need sunlight, and this sunlight they are getting from the sun. But how do they get that sunlight? How do they capture that sunlight? What do they have? So you might have seen the solar panels. There are solar panels where what is the function of solar panel? Solar panels, they help in capturing the sunlight. They take the sunlight, they absorb the sunlight, and they produce the electricity from the solar energy. That's how they are producing. They are modifying the solar energy into electrical energy. Same way here also in the plants, they have ability. There is the ability where they can capture the sunlight and they can use the sunlight energy to make it into chemical energy. Just like the solar panels are making the solar energy into electrical energy, here also this solar energy is made into chemical energy. And this is in the process of photosynthesis. So which compound, so which part of leaf is helping to absorb that sunlight? To absorb that sunlight, they have this compound called as chlorophyll. Very important to remember. A chlorophyll, it is a green pigment. Pigment means a colored compound. So chlorophyll is a green pigment that is present in the leaf, and this is absorbing the sunlight, and this absorbed sunlight, they are getting that energy and they are using that energy to prepare their food. So this light energy is used to synthesize food from the carbon dioxide and water, because water and carbon dioxide, they are already there in the leaf. And besides this chlorophyll, which is a green compound, this is helping in capturing of sunlight, and it is utilizing that energy to generate their food. So where do this chlorophyll present? Where is this chlorophyll present? It is present in the leaf. Where in the leaf? It is present in the leaf. They are having a green disc-like structure. You can see small coin-like structures here, and these small coin-like structures are nothing but they are called as chloroplast, and these chloroplasts are having this chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is the reason. Chlorophyll is the reason why plants are all green. So this chlorophyll is green in color because they are absorbing the sunlight energy, and they are releasing out only green light. So we are all seeing the plants green because they are having the chlorophyll. So now we have understood that photosynthesis is happening with the chlorophyll by absorbing the sunlight. So let us see how we can define this process. It is a process of synthesis of food in the presence of sunlight is called as photosynthesis. So that's why it is named photo means light, synthesis is to make or to combine. It is a unique process where on the earth the solar energy is captured by the leaf and it is stored in the plant in the form of food. So it is a unique process because the photosynthesis is the only process because of which all the plants are giving out the food, and we are all getting, all the organisms, all the heterotrophs, we are all getting the food from the plants because of this important process. So photosynthesis, without this photosynthesis, we cannot imagine life on this planet Earth. So let us see the equation, how this equation can be written. We have told that plants are using carbon dioxide and water. We told that carbon dioxide is coming from the environment and it is taken up by the stomata, and water which is present in the soil, it is taken up by the roots. And these are the two raw materials, and using the sunlight, in the present using the sunlight, they are producing the carbohydrates and oxygen. So it is produced inside the chlorophyll. Using the chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a compound that is helping in capturing that sunlight, and they are producing these carbohydrates and oxygen. Carbohydrates is nothing but the food material. So whatever food materials that we are eating, they are also made up of carbohydrates. Mostly they are made up of carbohydrates. If you remember, we told about nutrients. So the important nutrient we have discussed is carbohydrate. So carbohydrate is very essential for all the energy that we need. And besides this food, they are producing the oxygen. So plants are giving us the food and they are also giving us the oxygen. So this is very, very important process. That's why photosynthesis is giving life on this planet Earth. Without this photosynthesis, we cannot imagine life on this planet Earth. So the carbohydrate is converting into starch. So the carbohydrate which is present here, it is converted into starch because just suppose you are, if you have 5 chocolates, what would you do? You would not eat the 5 chocolates all at once. So when you have more amount of chocolates, you will keep you will eat only 1 chocolate, you will keep remaining 4 chocolates. So plants also do the same thing. So they are taking the carbohydrates. If they are producing more amount of carbohydrates, what they do is they will preserve. But how do they preserve? They preserve those carbohydrates together in the complex form. And these complex carbohydrates is called as starch. So that's why plants are storing their carbohydrates, their food materials, they are storing in the form of starch. The presence of starch in the leaves indicates occurrence of photosynthesis. So that's how, when the starch is present, we can say that plants have undergone photosynthesis. So that's how we can say that whatever leaves they are showing the starch, we can say that they have undergone photosynthesis. So based on this, we are going to see an activity further on in the later. And let us see the importance of photosynthesis. How important this photosynthesis? Because this is giving us a food, this is giving us the oxygen, it is very, very vital. So plants provide food to all the heterotrophs. We know heterotrophs are the organisms that they are dependent on the other organisms for their food. So human, all the animals are they are all dependent on the other organisms. Other organisms are nothing but they are all plants. So we are all dependent on the plants for our food, directly or indirectly. That's why plants are providing food to all of us. And oxygen, very important, oxygen is produced by the plant. Whenever they are undergoing photosynthesis, they are producing the oxygen, which is essential for all living organisms for our survival. So plants are giving us the oxygen, they are giving us the food. How nice this is. That's why we need to protect the plants, we need to save them, and we need to keep the green carpet on this planet Earth. And here I have a question. Do these plants, they all the time, do they produce the oxygen? Do they have any time where they do not produce the oxygen, or do plants always give out the oxygen? So you have to tell me whether plants are giving out the oxygen always, or do they have any exceptional time where they do not give out oxygen from their plant parts. So thank